Hey, welcome to Sun and Star Farm. I've been trying to get this video done for the last couple of days, but between the rain, my work schedule, and just life in general, I haven't been able to do it. This is week 17, garden tour. It's 7:30 at night, so it's about to get dark. I like doing these videos in the morning because the light is perfect and you can see things, but that's not going to happen today. So just wanted a quick run through. I'm still getting asparagus that are coming up. This is a stalk that just came up. Here's a stalk that's just about to start ferning out. You see this is ferned. I've got the flowers on it and I'll have berries, hopefully. And then I'll sprinkle those berries. The spearmint has gone crazy in here. I need to come in and trim it back. I haven't had time. I am super overwhelmed. The rhubarb is looking really good. I mean, the stalks look nice. Can't harvest it this year, but I will be able to next year. The nasturtiums that I planted in here, I've got a dark pink. This is a spent bloom, but I have a pink, and then I got this beautiful yellow and burgundy. I also have celosia. This is a flamingo, pink flamingo celosia. This is actually coming up from one single plant that I had planted last year, and it reseeded itself. Same with the zinnias. You see all the zinnias in here. They are reseeded. Of course, more rhubarb. I mean, just look at those leaves. They're huge. The stalks are big, so I'm really excited that it's doing so well here. I'm hoping to be able to harvest some next year to make some rhubarb relish. My dill is looking fantastic. Need to come out and cut some for dinner tonight. We're gonna have fish. More celosia. You see the asparagus ferns just kind of flop over the top of it, but it's a beautiful bed with the pink and pink flowers, pink and fuchsia pink. It's really pretty. And then when you walk through and brush against the spearmint, oh, beautiful. The corn is doing fantastic. It's actually starting to tassel. It's shorter in the back because it gets less sun than the front. I won't plant corn here again. I tried it this year. My stalks that get the most sun seem to be doing the best. I've got silks, and then it's tasseled, but back here you can see it's much shorter, and it's just because it doesn't get enough sun. So bad choice. I will move this to a different location for next year, but it was a try. I'm going to plant more over in the flower garden, hopefully within the next week, so that way I will have a second round of sweet corn, and it'll be in an area that'll get full sun, so I should have nice big full stalks. As you can see, I've had to grid string this. We had some really bad storms and the wind really pounded the crap out of my corn, but it's really starting to stand up nice, so gridding it really helped. My raspberries are doing fantastic over here. I put up it's just mason string, so it has something to climb on. I know it's not super sturdy, but until I get more wire, it'll work. Just to keep the branches out of the road so I can walk. And you can see I've got runners that are coming out that I need to dig up and plant. I also have a runner in there that needs to be dug up. The beets are doing pretty good. The onions are probably not getting enough sun back here, so they probably won't do much of anything. I won't get bulbs. What I'll do is I'll pull them when the tops start to flop. I'll pull them, I'll bring them in the house, let them dry, and then I will replant them in the fall and get big bulbs. It's a slower process of doing it, but I did it with other ones and I've got some really big bulbs. You run the risk of it sending up scapes, so you know, it's an iffy way of doing it. I'm learning how to get onions to grow right here in Texas. It gets hot super fast and they need a specific amount of sun. Unfortunately, when I planted my garden, I didn't realize But this area, though it gets full sun during the day, it gets hot sun, and only for maybe 4 to 6 hours, so it's not technically full sun. And then of course my trellises kind of block. I have been getting mass amounts of peas from the pea vines. I'll walk down there in a minute. But I do have beet bulbs, or beet roots. Some of them I don't. I can use the greens, but you can see they're starting to get chewed up by caterpillars. So I'll pull the roots and just use a couple. It's just me that eats them. My husband hates beets. So it's not a big loss. It was an experiment to see how they would do back here. Trying to figure out where to grow certain things that don't tolerate the heat, but at the same time get enough sun. It's tricky. Very, very tricky. I still have the center that I need to weed here, but for the most part, I got this weeded out. I've gotten 2 harvests of beans, about 3-gallon bags worth of green beans. I did a harvest today, and I'll insert a picture of what I picked today, but it ended up being 2-gallon bags worth of green beans. Jade beans are the way to go. The zinnias are coming up and looking beautiful. I just did a mix of bright colors. I have flats started right now, so I have some Swiss chard at the end that's actually coming up. I have a whole row, but once again, the bugs got it and ate it down, and I need to reweed. I see leaves coming up, so I just need to reweed it and see if I can salvage, but I got a big clump right there. And the marigolds that I planted have flower buds, so I should have marigolds back here pretty soon too, which will be awesome. The bee balm is getting tall. It's about chest high on me, at least over here. And then this is about waist high. I'm about 5'8". So it's doing pretty good. The sweet peas that I planted in here are doing pretty good. They're branching out, but I don't know if they're going to do anything. I don't think they like the pot. We'll see. What else? Anything else over in this area? No. Well, anyway, the snow peas are doing good. And I don't know how well the lighting is for you to be able to see, but you can see all of the peas. I've gotten about a gallon size bag of, I got mosquitoes out here like mad. I've gotten about a gallon size bag of peas. I've used most of them for some stir fries. I still have about half a bag. I need to come out and pick probably tomorrow. Sorry, I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. So, but you can see the peas are just massive. They're doing really good. The plants are starting to dwindle. So I'll be pulling these out probably here in about, I would say probably by the end of the week, maybe. I'll be pulling those out and planting pole beans. My scarlet runner beans are doing fantastic. They are all the way to the top of the trellis, and where they get their name is, the flowers haven't opened yet, but they have really pretty scarlet red blooms, and you can see I've got buds everywhere, so those should be opening up anytime soon. The temperatures stay pretty decent. I should get beans. This is a bean plant that doesn't like extreme temperatures, so that's why I planted it super early with the peas in hopes to get some beans. I did not get beans from these guys last year because it just got too hot too fast. This year we're staying a little bit more mild, so my fingers are crossed. And then on this section here, these are wing beans from Japan. I did not plant these. I planted them last year. They grew up the trellis fine. Did not get any beans off them. They didn't even flower. But they came back up this year, which I was really surprised because they were dead to the ground. But I'm seeing possible flowers. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get some this year. They are a They look like, if you look at the end and you look down the bean, they look like an X. So I'm really curious to see what they do. But you can see the peas are easily, these are 7 feet tall, the tops of the trellis. So my beans are easily 8 to 9 feet tall. Some of them were even taller over here, but I bent them down and pulled them through the trellis because I couldn't reach the peas to pick them. And then this is my Italian dandelion greens. They look great. God, they're nice and full and beautiful. It's marjoram. My artichokes are doing fantastic. I've been harvesting a ton of chamomile. I held off on harvesting this today because I wanted to get it on video. It's doing great. I've got calla lily. Where's it at on my phone? Let me see. There it is. It's real hard to see. It's like green on green. That speckled leaf is a chamomile, or I mean a calla lily. I need to get in there and weed this badly. I haven't because I had so many things that were coming up and I wasn't sure what was weeds versus what was flowers. So I kind of stepped back and let it do its thing. Well, now I kind of know, so I need to come in here and weed this out. There's also ants in this bed, and I have to be careful because they will get me, and red ants suck. But since I do everything chemical free, there's not much I can do. I just have to work around them. But you can see that, oops, let's unzoom. See the horse-heel is doing good. It is going to seed. I'm going to probably have this stuff pop up everywhere. I need to come out and harvest some of this seed and put it in my side garden. It kind of does like what a dandelion does. You see the little seeds. So, of course, I'm spreading it by doing that, but that's okay. But this plant is beautiful. Right now, I need to come out and trim back the dead on it and see if it will extend the blooming. But they look like little yellow daisies. It is a medicinal herb used for different herbal remedies. So I have it for that reason. This is the first year I've grown it. So I'm still learning about it. I don't want to give false information. And then you can see the phlox. I mean, they're spilling out everywhere. And this came from one plant that I had planted over here. It reseeded all through this garden. So I'm really excited to see that. I am going to be planting some more of this, but in my side flower garden, because I want things that spread. The more things spread and grow on their own, the less I have to do. This big tall stalk here is anise hyssop. It will have a purple spiky flower. I'm seeing it's branching out at each leaf node. So this thing will be a big mound with long purple flower spikes. The leaves are delicious. If you like black licorice, this has a very sweet black licorice taste to it. I pick the leaves and eat them when I'm in the garden. They taste fantastic. And then that's my salad burnt. It has gone bananas. And of course my dandelions. I've got dandelions everywhere. And then a rogue sunflower that came up, which I'm not complaining, but you can see this one's going to branch out. The other one that I had, I picked, that was over there. I picked it, and it's loaded with sunflower seeds. I will be harvesting those seeds once they dry, and I will be taking them over into the side yard to plant. Over here, I've got a couple of cucumbers. They're not really doing too much. They're kind of just chilling. Sweet potato vine, which I didn't plant. It's coming back up from last year. Leaving that alone. We'll see what that does. It hasn't been really warm, so the cucumbers usually prefer it much warmer to really start taking off. Cabbage is still here. My 2 heads of cabbage, and then my red Brussels sprouts. And those will stay there. I'm watching the cabbage. I mean, it's pretty chewed up, but I'm going to see if it heads up. I don't remember what variety it was, so I'm kind of curious to see what it'll do. I did spread more mulch. You can see that I'm getting more of my aisleways done. They're not perfect, but it's getting there. This needs to get pulled. The onions will stay, and then the lettuces need to go to the chickens, which probably will happen tomorrow. The chicory is getting really big. I need to collect seed off of that because I do want that in my side garden. This thing is beautiful. In the morning, the flowers are open. They're kind of like a yellow. They're a light lemony yellow, and they look like almost like a bachelor button. It does have medicinal purpose. It is a wildflower here in Texas, so I'm just going to harvest it, the seeds, which it does the same kind of thing that a dandelion does. These will open into poofs, and then there'll be seeds. And I just need to collect the seeds from this and take it into the side garden, and then pull this out to get it out of my garden. So the onions are bulbing up. I'm getting some nice looking onions. I mean, that's a pretty good size onion. It's probably the biggest onion I've ever grown. So I'm really excited, but I see it, they're throwing up some scapes on some of these. So I probably should come out and pull it before it sends up scapes, and then the onion's no good. Strawberries are looking pretty good over here, and I got some borage growing in there with it, and then the little herb garden over here is doing pretty good. It's really starting to grow. Over here we got some chamomile over here too that I've been picking, so that's doing pretty good. I still haven't planted my berries. I did get the blueberries planted, and I did get mulch spread over here. I want to get the berries planted here in the next day or two, get them started on training up on the wire, and then I get mulch over here and get them mulched in really good. This area gets morning and mid-afternoon sun, and then late afternoon it's pretty much shaded, which is perfect for the berries so the leaves don't get burned. It's just difficult to grow things here in Texas because we get so hot, especially when summer comes. The sun is very intense. The flower garden is looking beautiful. My gaillardia is very pretty. I am not complaining. The celosia is looking really pretty. See that? Beautiful little yellow flowers, and you see all the flower buds. This thing will explode, and it'll be just gorgeous with all these little flowers. You can see it's pretty much everywhere over here. And then I've got some, I believe that's limoncello that's planted there. It's an herb. The little rose bush right here is doing good. Oh, mosquitoes. Holy cow. So it's getting bigger. And this rose bush, holy macaroni. It has just blown up. I need to come out and deadhead. But look at these blooms. Those just gorgeous. I love this rose bush. It is doing fantastic. This is last year's growth. You see this year's growth. I mean, that cane is ridiculous. It's as big as my thumb. And it's holding this thing up. I mean, it's just loaded. You walk back here and the smell is just amazing. It has a sweet, spicy smell. This, I still don't know what it is. It keeps telling me that it's an aster, but I never planted aster seeds, so I'm leaving it to see what it does. The canna is looking pretty. I got a second canna coming up next to it. The little elephant ears that I thought were dead are coming up, which I was really surprised. Of course, the elderberry is taller than I am, and it's starting to produce some flower heads, so I should have some really pretty white lacy flowers soon, and hopefully berries this fall to pick. Another elephant ear coming up over here, but I think it's going to be pretty shaded, so it probably won't do so great, but we'll see how it goes through the summer. Of course, this is my Oh crap, I planted too much. Ooh, big caterpillar. Get off that. Get off of my, there. I overplanted my tomato plants and have not got them planted. They need to go into the side yard. I will probably be trashing these. I hate to say it. I do have tomatillos over here, and ground cherries. So those I'm going to try to salvage, but you see how yellow they are. They're just, it's not good for them to be in the cans this long, and I just been overwhelmed, and not getting things done that need to get done when I need to get them done. So, and then I got some basil here. I started another flat of basil. This went to flower fast because the weather was doing all sorts of weird stuff. So, I'll be trashing all of that too. It's kind of a waste, but you know, what are you going to do? I'm only one person, unfortunately. And then over here, out of my tree experiment, I have just 2 that survived. A fig and maybe this black mulberry. It's got leaves, so, and this is a pecan tree, courtesy of the squirrel. And then all of this needs to get planted. I've got some pasta tomatoes, and everything's looking yellow because the amount of rain. We have had so much rain. It is literally just sucking the life out of these poor plants. I need to get them fertilized to get them green again, because I used seed starting mix. There's no nutrition, so these need to be fertilized badly. They are very leached of color. And then these are zinnias that need to get planted. This is a whole entire flat of flowers, and I've got some amaranth in here, and then just random flower packs, Rudbeckia. So we'll see what happens with that. I've got some that are coming out. I just planted these a couple days ago. And then over here I've got some vegetables planted. I just planted these. They are just now breaking ground. A lot of like eggplants and okra and some cucumbers in this. And then I got a couple of flowers. This is potting mix. I went through and dumped all of the pots. I've been trying to clean up flats of things that did not sprout. And these are some plants that just need to get in the ground. And this is my amaryllis that is in full bloom. I've had this for 4 years, and it has produced 3 pups. It needs to be planted in the garden. Once it's done blooming, it will get planted, and then I'll have to find an area where it's not going to get a whole bunch of sun because the leaves do burn. And this over here is celosia, a whole flat, and then some coxcomb, which coxcomb and celosia are the same thing. And I called that over there celosia, and it's not celosia. It is, oh, it starts with a C. I called it the wrong name. Because celosia is, it looks more like the coxcomb, and the celosia is this pink stuff that I have over here. Coreopsis. Coreopsis? I think it's coreopsis. Don't quote me on it. I am horrible. I need to come out with some flashcards to remind me names of some of my plants. Tomatoes that need to be staked. I just bought some stakes today, so I'll be coming out and staking them. Unfortunately, tomato cages are way too expensive this year, and I'm not paying $6 for a tomato cage, so they will be getting wood staked with a $2.50 stake. They'll be staked, and then the new tomatoes over here, I've got, I think, 12 that will be going over in this garden once I pull it, and they will get staked with wood stakes instead of tomato cages. So this will be my only tomato caged area because I'm not paying $6 for a tomato cage. And these tomatoes are doing fantastic. I'm getting flowers. So I should have tomatoes this year if everything goes well. I need to come out and prune the suckers. They're pretty thick in these cages, and I need to thin them out so they don't start to get mildew and start getting issues. But this is a quick run through of what my garden looks like at week 17. More mulch that I got put down. Got a bag that I need to take to the garbage can. So I did work on trying to get this cleaned up. There's just not enough hours in the day. But it is a work in progress. I will one day have that beautiful, perfect garden that you see on these YouTube channels where people have teams helping them keep everything harvest, and they don't have a full-time job, and you know, the people that do YouTube for a full-time job. Not bashing them for it, more power to them. Unfortunately, right now I don't have the following to make this 100% a priority. I actually have to work a full-time job on top of taking care of farm animals. So unfortunately, you know, I do the best that I can, especially since I don't have a partner that helps me with this stuff. He's not into gardening at all. He'll help with the animals if I ask him to come out and help with something, but he is it's not his thing, and I'm not going to force it onto him because this is what I want to do with my life. He's entitled to have his opinions and his hobbies without me cramming mine down his throat. So we don't fight over it. It's not a big deal. I just don't have the perfect looking garden. It's perfectly imperfect, and I'm okay with that. God, are these just not beautiful? Sorry, it's like a squirrel. Look at that. I mean, just, God, that is just so beautiful. Who cares if it's imperfect? I mean, these beautiful purple peas, and they taste delicious. Holy cow, do they taste delicious. I've done some stir fries with ours, and then last night I put them and steamed them in the Instant Pot, and oh my gosh, they were so good. Holy cow, I didn't realize I had so many. I need to really come out and pick. But, you know, is that not just romantic? Look, mosquito. I'm being eaten alive out here. All right, folks. I am going to hop off of here before I donate too much blood to the mosquitoes and I pass out. So, you all have a fantastic day. Just know and understand that just because it isn't perfect, that it can't be something special. And just because the internet and social media paints everything into being this perfect little box, don't worry about it. Do what you can, enjoy what you have, and don't let it get you discouraged. I occasionally get a little discouraged. I tried to do a video today out with the farm animals, and with all the rain, it's just a big mud puddle over there. And I just stopped the video in the middle and said, I just can't do this. You know, it just, my heart wasn't into it. So, I swallowed a mosquito. Yuck. So, you know, life isn't perfect. I don't care what social media paints. Life is not perfect. And you just do the best that you can. And enjoy the small wins of life. Like a beautiful pink zinnia. Or, you know, the pretty fronds of an asparagus. There's so much beauty. out here. I stand in my kitchen when I'm washing dishes and I look out here and I can just see the edges of the zinnias in that back garden. Let's see if I can zoom it so you can see. I can see that view from my kitchen window. And I just see the pink flowers that are popping up in the reds and the beautiful yellow. And then in the morning, you got that chicory that's in bloom, bright yellow. And I have it there, and it's in this with the bee balm. Wait till the bee balm opens. Oh my gosh, it's this beautiful purple bee balm that I've got planted. Wait for that to open. And the echinacea. I've got beautiful purple echinacea. And I think I've got red in there if it survived the winter. The echinacea and the bee balm, and if the phlox continues to bloom, and the chamomile, it's just going to be gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So just make your space pretty and do the best that you can. So anyway, this is week 17 garden tour here at Sun and Star Farm. I'm Heather, and thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed evening. Oh, look, that's right. The greenhouse is down and pulled apart. Isn't that awesome? You know, I chip away at things. It may take me forever to get it done, but I eventually get it there. So, y'all have a wonderful evening. Bye.